Imagine sitting in a federal courtroom, watching the wealthiest man on earth adjust his collar under oath, while a lawyer looks him dead in the eye and asks a question that bridges a multi-billion-dollar corporate empire and a highly unconventional private life. When the question of who exactly Shivon Zilis is came up during the high-stakes legal trial between Elon Musk and OpenAI, a heavy, palpable silence fell over the room. For a few long, agonizing seconds, Musk paused. Then he offered a halting response. "She's my chief of staff and—" Yeah? The courtroom chuckled, but outside those doors, the internet exploded. This wasn't just standard Silicon Valley gossip anymore. Over the course of consecutive days on the witness stand, a narrative unfolded that transformed Zilis from a behind-the-scenes neural technology executive into the central, high-stakes figure of the biggest tech lawsuit of the decade. Musk eventually corrected the record on day 2, flatly stating, "We live together, and she's the mother of 4 of my children." But what the public quickly realized as the trial progressed is that this testimony wasn't a defense of their personal life. It was the unveiling of a corporate espionage storyline that has completely rewired how we view the tech industry's elite. For years, the public narrative surrounding Shivon Zilis was safely compartmentalized. She was the brilliant, Yale-educated artificial intelligence expert, a venture capitalist featured on elite lists, and the director of operations at Neuralink. When news broke in past years that she had welcomed twins with Musk via in vitro fertilization, it was framed as a deeply unconventional, purely platonic arrangement driven by Musk's vocal existential fears regarding global population collapse. But the latest revelations to drop from the courtroom completely shatter that clean, corporate veneer. This isn't just about unconventional family planning anymore. OpenAI's legal team laid out a devastating paper trail of internal text messages that completely changed the context of why she was on that stand. According to the discovery documents submitted to the jury, while Zilis was serving as an active board member on OpenAI's nonprofit board between 2020 and 2023, she was allegedly operating as a double agent. The texts show her explicitly telling Musk that she was working behind the scenes to keep the info flowing directly back to him. Long after he had severed his official ties with the ChatGPT creator, the immediate fallout across social media platforms has been nothing short of a frenzy. Viral clips of legal analysts breaking down the daily transcripts began flooding TikTok and X within hours of her testimony. On one side of the digital aisle, online commentators are viewing this through a hyper-fixated personal lens, analyzing the sheer complexity of Musk's domestic timeline, given that the trial confirmed the birth of their 4th child together in early 2025, amidst an incredibly tangled web of overlapping relationships and family expansions. But on the more analytical side of tech Twitter and corporate subreddits, the conversation is far more cynical. People are staring directly at the glaring corporate governance nightmare. The viral discourse shifted overnight from standard celebrity commentary to a deep fascination with how tech billionaires manipulate the structures of major tech organizations. Clips of tech reporters explaining the timeline have racked up millions of views, highlighting the sheer absurdity of an OpenAI board member feeding internal data to a direct competitor. The situation escalated so rapidly because it completely unmasks the myth of the objective, detached Silicon Valley intellectual. For years, figures like Musk and the executives within his inner circle have projected an image of purely mission-driven progress, claiming that every child born, every company founded, and every lawsuit filed is strictly for the long-term survival of human consciousness. But seeing the raw, unedited text messages displayed on a courtroom projector pulled back the curtain on a culture that behaves less like a standard corporate hierarchy and more like a high-stakes, insular high school drama. The moment that truly captured the internet's attention was an exchange between Zilis and a close friend, dating back to the moment Musk decided to launch XAI as a direct, aggressive competitor to OpenAI. When the friend asked if she was okay, Zilis replied with a stark, striking line. "When the father of your baby starts a competitive effort and will recruit out of OpenAI, there's nothing to be done." That single sentence exposed the impossible position Zilis found herself in, caught directly between her fiduciary duty to a massive artificial intelligence pioneer and her personal alignment with the world's most powerful tech magnate. It reveals how deeply intertwined personal loyalty and massive corporate power truly are in modern tech culture. This is an influencer culture in the traditional sense of Instagram models or lifestyle vloggers, but it is a highly specific manifestation of founder culture, where elite tech figures are treated with a level of near-religious reverence by their followers. In this world, standard rules of conflict of interest, corporate boundaries, and professional ethics are completely brushed aside under the guise of world-changing innovation. The revelation that Zilis was actively funneling information back to Musk while sitting on a board meant to govern an independent entity damages the professional reputations of everyone involved far more than any personal tabloid scandal ever could. It paints a picture of a closed-loop ecosystem where massive, society-altering technology is governed not by institutions, but by a tiny, deeply interconnected circle of individuals whose personal and professional lives are messy, overlapping, and utterly unaccountable to the public. What makes this chapter so captivating is that it leaves the tech landscape in a state of profound, unresolved tension. The legal verdict may settle the financial terms of a lawsuit, but it cannot undo the reality of what was exposed under oath. As the dust settles on this testimony, the public is left watching a silent chess match between Silicon Valley giants where the pieces are no longer hidden behind press releases. The ultimate impact of these revelations on the future of AI governance remains an open, uncomfortable question, leaving everyone wondering exactly how much of our technological future is being decided not by boardroom consensus, but by late-night text messages between the people who run the world.